Shaquille Wiggins is in the building. You came on my show when we first started here, or was it in the penthouse? You and your brother.
No, well, my business partner. A lot of people say we look just alike, but I don't know if it was a penthouse or not. It was over there off of. It was not too far from Edgewood, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yep, that was the penthouse at the very at the top up there, and that's when my assistant. You remember my assistant with the dreads?
Is she the one who introduced us?
She did.
Yeah. Okay. So we met at the premiere of a movie I executive produced, and so your assistant was the one who came in with you. Okay, yeah, I do.
Yep. Okay, and we're missing something. We're missing some dreads, right?
Yeah, I cut off my locks. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been sheesh. It's been a long time since I interviewed.
Right.
Yeah. So that was I cut them a year, 2 years ago, maybe. You think it's been 2 years?
3.
3 years?
3? Nah, it ain't been 3 years, man.
Yeah, my sister's been gone for 2 years. She's passed away 2 years.
She passed away?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, time is flying. It's been 3 years already?
Look, you like, man, my hair is gone. What's up?
Yeah, I cut the locks off. I had to make the transition.
Right, absolutely, I agree with you. And so with that being said, you people that don't know, it's gonna give you the reason why I had you all to come in, I have to lean over here, to tune in tonight is because he's a young, successful entrepreneur. Tell them how old you are before you start.
I'm 24 now.
You're 24?
Yeah.
How old were you when you went?
If it was 21.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, it's been, yeah.
I'm almost jealous. Wait till you hear the story.
Yeah,
I'm
jealous.
Yeah.
What kind of price tag you got on your head? I want to kidnap you. Ransom?
If you kidnap me, I mean, you gotta kidnap somebody I care about if you want the money.
Right. Oh,
you kidnap me, everybody be like, well, what do you want? He got it.
He got it. Right.
Amazing.
Amazing. So tell everybody, about Shaquille Wiggins, how you got started. You only 24. I am pissed.
Yeah, I got started as an entrepreneur when I was 19.
Right.
I had very fast success. I know most people's stories, they've been doing it for 30 years before they had a breakthrough. I was blessed and fortunate. I did my first 6 figures by the time I was 20.
Wow.
So I was blessed. And fortunate to be around really great people. And I was working at Chipotle, and I knew I wanted to do something different. I started off doing music, typical young black guy trying to figure out how to make the most money, doing the absolute least amount of work. Right. And then I realized the most important thing when it came to the music business was the second part of the word, business. And I stopped focusing on going to the studio and having different artists to learning how to really do business on a high level, because I realized that's what nobody was focused on. And when I started focusing in that area, I realized there was way more opportunities out there than just music. So I started focusing on marketing. I started focusing on entrepreneurship, and I found the industry of network marketing. I built a really big organization. Me and my partner that you met, Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
we built some of the biggest organization in the company we're partnered with in the southeast region of the country.
Wow.
So we were pretty much doing multiple 5 figures, and we were roommates as well. So we were like, making all this money, and we were looking for ways to invest it. So we started executive producing movies, and our first project got picked up by BET, so that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we just blessed. We just blessed and fortunate.
Right.
So here we are a few years later.
Done. Congratulations.
It can
on
be
that.
right.
Yeah,
It can be.
appreciate
Look, stop.
Look, I'm up here,
I'm like, you're only 24? Really?
Yeah.
So, like my routine in the morning now, I'm starting a little late, but I believe that today is the beginning of everything. So I'm getting where you're getting. I don't use the word try. I'm gonna get where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. But my routine is to listen to motivational audio every morning, the first 21 minutes of the morning. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And I hear people say that that's important. Don't grab your phone. Don't do social media. Don't do any of that. But enlighten your morning, right? So since you're there, you're successful, and I listen to these. I want to talk to you about what is your routine. How did you change your stinking thinking? Because being in this,
I got brainwashed. I think people. I hear a negative stigma that comes with brainwashing. It's almost like it's kind of what you're doing. Like you wake up, you listening to really great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got so immersed in the culture, I threw myself at something to the point where people thought I was crazy.
Right.
It's almost like I don't know if you ever seen a company or somebody who's like so immersed in it that you kind of feel like they tripping. Like it's like, man, why? But in order to have ridiculous breakthroughs, especially coming from where I'm from, you know, my mom's single parent, didn't really have much, very humble lifestyle, right? I had no choice but to throw myself at something because my current mindset was so jacked up when it came to money, when it came to business, that it was either I threw myself at something completely or I was going to continue to have that stinking thinking, as you put it, right? Like I believe, and I just said this before on my to my organization. I was telling them that adults, we aren't anything but babies with long legs, you know, and to make that analogy make sense, when you think of a baby, if a baby say something, like if a baby curse, or they say a curse word or something they weren't supposed to say, the first thing somebody says, where you get that from?
Right.
Or you know, because you recognize that they're only repeating what they heard or what they see. Right. So as an adult, we're the same way, but we just think we're more sophisticated for some reason. We give ourselves this
entitlement.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, we're more sophisticated than a baby, but the reality is we're not. We've just been exposed to so much that we feel like we're making our own decisions, but the reality is you're only repeating what you saw. You're only doing what you witness other people doing, you know, but nobody said that that's how you become successful. So I threw myself at different situations where I could find the most successful people doing whatever they were doing. I was throwing myself at it. You know, I was at their feet. It's like, look, whatever you're doing, I'm doing. And it was to the point of people thinking, this guy's crazy. Like, he's literally not. At first, I wasn't making a lot of money, but it was a short period of time before I was.
Right.
And the reason was because I realized successful people, they willing to tell you everything they know. They're willing to do whatever it is that you want to do, but they just got to realize you're serious first.
Right.
You know, most times, you know, you meet somebody like myself or anybody who's successful. The average person, they want to figure out what they can get from that person.
Right.
Successful people rarely hear people say, what can I do for you? You know, so as far as the question you was asking me, like, what does my routine consist of? It, to be honest, it's all productivity at this point. I do still tune in. I spend a lot of my time learning new stuff throughout the day, and then when I do get productive, it's super productive. It's like I was literally on calls all day before we came. You know, I'm doing the blog right now, and I'm showing people. Like, I'm literally showing people what my day looks like. It's like, we just got up, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing next. We got a meeting at this time. And I compartmentalize all of that stuff into 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Like, the last video was like, what, 9 minutes, you think? 9 minutes worth of content, so people can really see, oh, wow, that's what it looks like in the beginning of starting a 6-figure business.
Wow.
If I want to do what he's doing, then I have to do something similar to that. Right? So yeah, you can check out the
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out because I look at a lot of, when I say a lot of, I mean I went back as far as Earl Nightingale. I mean everything I listen to, and I've learned to say, okay, my time is my time. Social media, let's put it down, and when you call me, I'll let the phone ring and look at it because I have to get that in my system because, like you said, we're sophisticated babies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I can't, my mother wasn't on to let me learn how to be successful. My mother was in a survival mode. Let me take care of my daughter.
Exactly.
So I got that from her, not thinking I had so much time. And you realize you don't have that much time. It just go.
It just happens.
You know what I'm saying?
Whole lifespan be, you know.
Yeah.
Happen.
It's just like I have to get it now. I have to change my thinking. Like, you can't be, I hate the word, and she'll tell you, I hate the word try. Absolutely low frequency word. Do not say we're trying to do anything. Please say we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so, and I see you, and I didn't realize that you were that young. Oh my God, I guess I was
Yeah, because she told me you were like 25.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said, damn, but yeah, you were very, very young.
Yeah, I think I had to be 21. He told me I cut my locks 3 years ago. I'm really trying to piece together the timeline. Really figure it out. You know, but it's just this year's been flying by, so I believe it. You know, if you say it's been that long, it's been that long.
It's been a long time. So, like me, you know, they said don't do anything for the money. I had to take that out of my head. I'm not doing anything for the money. I'm doing it because this is what I want to do. I want to change people's lives.
Who said that?
Well, you know, listen to the audience. So do not do it just for the money. Because if you're doing it just for the money, it's not going to be of value. You have to change people's lives. I want to think of, I want to change this person's life first, you know, and the money will come.
Okay.
Is that true?
To a certain extent, I think what you're saying in theory is true, but it's just important to recognize whether it's money in something.
Right.
You know, like when they say don't do it for the money, I think the context when they say it isn't really being received the proper way, because it's like, I'm not going to do something just for the money, but I'm not going to be into it if there's no money in it.
Right. True.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's just a situation where I'm building a business right now, and I've had opportunities to make more money doing other things, but I've been turning down opportunities so I can focus on what I'm doing. So in that regard, I'm not doing this just for the money, because if I was, then I would have been shifting my focus to more profitable endeavors on the short term.
Right.
But I realize in the long term, it's going to be a larger payout doing what I'm currently doing, the business that I'm working. So on one hand, I'm not doing it for the money, because if I was, then I wouldn't have. I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
but on the other hand, the end goal in business is to make money. Like, if you're not making money, then you're not in business. You can call it a charity, you can call it anything else. Just don't call it business, because business is about making money.
Right.
You know, it's just all about how you do it. You know, so on one hand, that statement is true.
Okay.
But also on the other hand, you just got to understand the context when people make statements. Because I hear people throwing things around, but when they say it, it just feels like the context isn't appropriate. Because I'm not doing nothing if there's no money in it, point blank period.
Right. Oh, I'm not. I mean, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly understand that. I wouldn't do anything that really doesn't have any money, or it's not going to elevate me to a level where I need to be. But what him saying is that basically he was pretty much saying that, think about it. Don't just say, oh, I just want the money. I just want the money. I want the fame. I want the fortune.
Right.
I want the material things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, for me, is to change another person's life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
If I hit one, I'm sure another, it would be a trickle down effect.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's like that carrot. Have you ever seen that picture? It's a meme it's like an entrepreneur meme. So it's not like one of those popular funny ones. But it was a guy who had the carrot on his like, he had like the string on his head, and it was a carrot. He was reaching out for it, and it was kind of the metaphor was about people chasing money, but then the carrot or whatever it was that they was dangling in front of his face had him running, and it was like a obvious hole he was gonna fall in. To where it's like, you know, I don't know if you can kind of catch
focused.
the picture. Like, yeah, he's chasing what he's chasing, but it's leading to his death.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And that's what money is for a lot of people. So making statements like that, on one hand, I get it, because people go to work every day
Right.
chasing money, technically, but then at the end of it all, they don't have any. So it's like, what were you chasing?
What
It's
were you
like,
doing? Right.
what were you really doing with your time?
Right.
You know, so like me, sometimes I think to myself, like, shoot, a steady check sounds great, because as an entrepreneur, you don't have that.
Right.
You have a situation where you either build it or you don't have it.
Right.
You know, so on one hand, I can't chase a constant check. I gotta build something big and something that's elevated, so I can live at the level I want to live at. So
Yeah. What do you consider financial freedom?
Financial freedom for me is being able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want.
It sounds like me. Sounds like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Sure you're not a Taurus?
right.
You said about
Right.
what?
So you're not a Taurus?
A Taurus. Now I'm a Cancer. Our sounds are very similar.
Yeah, that's money. That's money. Yeah, my mom is like serious as on the top, dot them I's and cross the T's, and she saved. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yep.
Should you really save money? Is that something? Because I hear like, don't save it, do save it. You know what I mean?
You should allocate it.
Okay.
Saving and allocating is two different things. Money is to be distributed and dispersed for strategic reasons.
Okay.
You know, to have it in an account and to put it somewhere is not going to lead to financial freedom. You know, because if your money's not working for you, then it's literally working against you. You know, with the current state of inflation, which basically is the value of a dollar going down, everybody recognizes it from a perspective of you going to Wendy's. I don't eat Wendy's no more, but when I used to love to get the nuggets. Right.
Me too. I love nuggets.
The 5-piece nugget for $1, the spicy
Now it's
joint.
10. Now it's 10 nuggets.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's Burger King, I think.
Is
that Burger King?
Okay, yeah.
Was it because but the point that I was about to make was Wendy's actually dropped it down to 4 nuggets for $1. Right? It used to be 5, now it's 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I bring up Wendy's nuggets, I'm not advocating nobody to go to Wendy's.
Don't go to Wendy's and get the nuggets.
No, I'm a vegan.
hungry.
Don't do that, right?
Are you vegan now? Okay.
I am vegan. But the point that I'm making is the nuggets didn't get more valuable. The value of $1 just went down. So your purchasing power, when it comes to how much you can make, how many nuggets they'll give you for $1, went down because the value of $1 went down. So if you're saving money, you're literally losing money through the value of it going down while it sits in your bank account. So if you got 30,000 in 1990, that same 30,000 today isn't the same 30,000 it was in the 90s.
Wow.
Right? So saving money is a loser strategy when it comes to financial freedom or financial wellness. It's not really going to get you where you want to go. So allocating, the reason why I said allocating instead of saving is because allocating money is about getting the money, because you want to put away at least the smallest percentage you should be putting away is 10%. And if you want to know more strategies, and hear the stories behind what I'm talking about, it's a story called Richest Man in Babylon. Right, check that out.
Listen to that. I started listening. It's such a long audio.
Well, I'm about to give you something, right? Go listen to the Napoleon Hill version because it's only 20-30 minutes.
Napoleon Hill?
Richest Man in Babylon,
Okay.
Napoleon Hill. So they got one on YouTube you can check out. 20-30 minutes, you'll be done. And it'll give you all the important lessons from the long version.
Oh, wow.
Right,
Okay.
and it's animated, so it's fun to listen to.
Okay, Napoleon Hill. Thank you.
Yeah, so check that out. But it tells you, before you pay anything, pay yourself first. Paying yourself first doesn't mean saving.
Right.
Paying yourself means that the money's going to your last name and not your first. I heard Damon Dash talking about that a little bit, right? Talking about, what I do is for my last name and not for my first name, which basically means legacy, right? So 10% of all the money you make. So if you make $1, 10 cents goes towards your last name. Right, so that means whenever you have that in an account, you invested into different things like Bitcoin. Let's just bring that up. I know you guys
talk about it.
I know you heard about
Look,
cryptocurrency.
talk about it, yeah.
Right, I actually left a post on my wall on Facebook. I said, listen, this was probably like in August. I was like, if you have extra money, buy Bitcoin. Right now it's trading at 4,000. Last month it was 2,500 a coin. December it reached up 19,000 a coin. Right now it's trading at around 11,000. So if somebody would have just saw that post and they had the liquidity to actually take competent advice, because it was really great advice. It's like, look, if you got extra money, buy Bitcoin. If you was taking 10% of all the money you made over the last 10 years, I just want you to think about the number in your head, right? Just 10% of it. That'll be a whole year worth of salary.
Right.
Liquid, in cash, in the account, right? It's not about saving it. It's just about having access to that level of liquidity. Now, if somebody gave you competent advice like, hey, buy Bitcoin at this price, and you realize that this is really competent advice, and you actually took advantage of something like that with a whole year's worth of salary, when the price goes from 4,000 up to 19,000, now we're talking about wealth. Now we're talking about rich. Now we're talking about we really rock it. We can really make some moves.
Right.
Like Diddy, what's the next move? Right? Like that's what we're talking about,
Right.
because your money's quadrupling in a matter of months.
Right.
But it has to be a large enough sum to make that mean something. Like quadrupling $500, yeah, that's a good month, but in reality, how much can you really do? Go on one vacation? That's not financial freedom. That's not what we're looking for.
Right.
We're looking for something where we can go on vacation just because we thought about it this morning. That's the type of level that everybody should be aspiring to play at, point blank period. Because it's a game, and if you're not playing to win, then what are you doing?
Wasting time.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
Before we get into what you actually do, I was told by, older people are so wise because they've lived this life already. And I was told, and I've been doing this, and down to my French fry. I don't eat French fries no more, just to let you know. But down to my
I had
French
some on
fry.
the way here. Lord, go ahead, I'm listening.
Down to my French fry. If it's not correctly fixed, I'm upset. But I live by, I have to see my money. You understand what I'm saying by that? Like everything I do, I have to see my money. If I go buy a pair of shoes, they better be right. If I go in, buy anything, she said, always see your money. Make sure it's right for you.
Right, yeah, for sure.
So what do you think? I mean, that's an old saying for older people who've been in this life. It said, make sure you see your money, baby. Don't let nobody ever, take from you, or, you just wasting money. See your money.
Yeah,
Would that be like
of course.
the Bitcoin and...
Okay, so you're saying, see, I'm trying to make sure I understand your question correctly so I answer it appropriately. You're saying on one hand, you're talking about Bitcoin, how you can't see the Bitcoin money.
Right.
Well, you definitely if you got hold of all your money, you don't have no money. Point blank period. If you have literally access to all of your money at all times, your money's very limited. Like when I hear stories about P. Diddy or Bill Gates or all these people who have ridiculous net worth, it's just important that for us as normal people in comparison, right, when it comes to net worth, to understand that those people don't have those net worths in cash.
Right.
Diddy isn't worth 500, 800 million, and he got 800 million in cash at his house or in his local bank.
Right. Okay.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
He's worth that because of the evaluation of his companies that he has control over. So he don't see that money literally like looking at it. Right? That's too limited in thinking. It's no way to expand it if you could literally see it. Now from a purchasing perspective, from a buying things perspective, yeah, you want everything you purchase to be quality. You want everything you purchase to be up to a certain standard. You know, if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on yourself, then yeah, you want to make sure that you're getting what you want. But when it comes to investing, when it comes to ownership, when it comes to all of those things, like I got a really good friend of mine's, Tom Darnell. If you don't know him, then I gotta shout you out, brother. If you don't know him, he's the best multimedia specialist in the game, point blank, period. I don't care who you know. I don't care what they do when it comes to graphics. They're not better than Tom, right?
Said it with vengeance.
But the thing is, like Tom is somebody whom works with the company that I'm building right now. He's full time with this situation, and I don't get to see the money, like paying him. I can't touch that first. It's his money, right? He earned it. So if you have access to everything that you own, then how much leverage do you have?
Absolutely.
Money is like a seed. You're supposed to spread it and let it grow. And then when he do certain projects for me, I don't see it before it's finished. Like he just sent it to me. But if I had to look at it and see what he did and did the whole process myself, then it wouldn't be as good as it would have been if he did it. All right, so my money made that possible, though. Right. My resource, my business made that possible, not me. So that's just, I'm just trying to give you an analogy, so you understand.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah. So you understand, like if you got it, or if you hold it, or if it's in your possession, or if it's close by, then that means that it's not working. And if it's not working, then it's losing.
Right, we're losing. We'll be right back. We're going to get into this music, and we're going to find out exactly from Mr. Wiggins, so grown already, what he's building and how he got started, and give you guys some advice about, getting financial freedom. He is only 24 years old. He's an entrepreneur. Exactly.
It's so unbelievable you forgot.
Right. I mean, like, really?
Yeah, 93. June 24th, 93.
Oh my gosh. Okay, people.
Young boy spit knowledge.
That is what he is doing, man. Like, now we got to get into basically not how you got started, but give us a brief on how that, and then what you actually got going on and where people can come and learn from you.
For sure. So the first question was how I got started.
Yes, absolutely.
So I've always wanted to be rich. That's pretty much it. I wanted to be rich.
Plain.
I actually just wanted to have a lot of money, but not do a lot of work, to be honest. That's the reason why I wanted to be rich. It's like, I want to do what I want when I want, but I don't want to have to work. Because, the idea of going to work every day just was not for me, So I picked up music. I got into music because I saw that a lot of black people, black African-American men like myself, was becoming successful at that. So it's like, man, that's what we doing. I got really good at it. I was really good at doing music, but then I realized, hey, we got to make money doing this. Like, we got the talent, now we need the money. And I was able to monetize my music business, but it wasn't on a high level. It was just sustaining us, which was cool because I didn't have to work. But after a while of doing that, I realized it's like, man, I got a lot of hustle. I'm learning a lot of skills, but I got to get into a more profitable game. So me and the artist I was working with at the time, because I went into more of the business side rather than just doing music, we got into it. So it kind of put me in a position of having to reset and figure it out. So I ended up getting a job at Chipotle. I know that sounds crazy.
I like it most. It don't sound crazy.
Yeah. I got a job at Chipotle, and I was going to college full time. And if it wasn't for the refund check, then I probably wouldn't have been doing that. But so I was doing that, and then I just ran into some really, really, really cool information, network marketing. And when I saw it, I was like, man, this makes so much sense. If I get some people to get some people to get some people, that sounds like easy. Everybody should be doing this.
Right.
So I got into it. I realized that everybody don't want to do it. And most people thought it was a scam, like it was a scam business, So I'm like, man, why are people thinking this is a scam? This makes sense to me. And I stopped doing the company I was working with. It was a cell phone company. It was actually T-Mobile service. It was another company, but it was backed by T-Mobile.
Okay.
And I thought that everybody would want to make money off of their phone bill. Tell me this. I just got to ask you. I want to do a small pitch because this was like I was 18 at the time. I was 18, and the company pretty much was a phone service, T-Mobile basically. And if you shared it with 3 people, they'll knock $20 off your bill. Every 3 people you share it with, they'll pay you an extra $20. And it's all they had to do was switch over their phone service, right? Mm-hmm. $50 a month, unlimited everything. You know, pretty much what everybody was paying. If you had a T-Mobile phone, the service worked with your phone. I thought that was genius. I was like, man, I'm going to make all the money in the world. Little did I know nobody wanted to change their phone service. People was with their phone carriers if it was a game. It was like, I'm AT&T for life. I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. I just was paying my phone bill. I was not really rocking with them like that. So, long story short, I didn't make significant money. I probably made $150 total with that deal. I already quit my job by this point, so that sounds crazy. Right, and I was only making $1,000 at my job. I got my last refund check. It was like $5,000, and I told myself, with this $5,000, you can live on this for a good 5 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. So you got 5 to 6 months to replace that job's income. So that's what I did. I put that money in the bank, and I was like, look, you need to figure it out. I put myself on the spot. I was trying to do everything. I was trying to sell cars. I was trying to sell my phone services. And then I ended up finding this other company. And in that company, I was able to do a 5-figure a month income. I went from, me and Brandon became roommates. I was making $800 a month. We got a condo in Buckhead, which was crazy because my income didn't match up. You know? I had more house than money. You know, so I moved in, I was making $800 a month. By the time I moved out, I was making $19,000 a month. You know, so it was a year lease. So in a year's time, I was able to transform my whole life. And after that, I had some money, I had some influence, I had a lot of great things going for me. And so that's how we got started. You know, and so now what I'm doing is I'm working with a company who the CEO, I actually met this guy a few years ago, and I wasn't paying this company any mind, to be honest. It was really, really tough for them to get me to really pay attention because I haven't been doing network marketing or any type of marketing for like a good year now. And I was actually trading and investing myself into the Forex market. You know, if you're not familiar with Forex, it's basically trading currencies, right? Okay. So I was trading currencies. Most people don't know about Forex, and it's bananas to me because everybody heard about equities, like New York Stock Exchange. You know, you can buy Apple stock. Everybody know they can buy Dell stock, right? Mm-hmm. That's worth $5 billion a day, right? That's how much money goes into the market every day, into the equities market. The Forex market is worth $5.3 trillion a day. So it's like, it's no comparison. Like the amount of money you can put into the Forex market and make a substantial amount in comparison to the equities market, there's no comparing it. But most people don't hear about the Forex market because nobody's promoting it. You know, companies promote their stock. Apple, right, they're promoting their stock to you, right? So they have they pay MSNBC, they pay ABC, they pay all of these networks to talk about their stock. Right. Forex don't have any people who are ambassadors to tell everybody about. The only people who invest in Forex are like banks, right? Big hedge funds and people who got real money. But it's so liquid and there's so much money in it for the average investor. It's just all about knowing the right stuff, you know. So it's that's where the money is. And also cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, stuff I was mentioning. You know, it's all currencies, but Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's not traditional fiat paper currency. So so back to the company that I was actually working with right now that I'm marketing for. The CEO is a multi-million-dollar investor. You know, he invests into Forex and cryptocurrencies and all of that. And he created this platform where he pretty much give you access to multi-million-dollar investors. Like they do webinars at night. They send you trades. They actually tell you, hey, if you can copy and paste, if you know how to do that function on your phone, we'll send you all the information you need to make money. All you have to do is be open-minded enough to receive it. You know, wow. So that's pretty much it. I think that it's the most ingenious business model there is because what person don't want more money? Right. It's the perfect product. It's like, hey, you want some money? If the answer is yes, you need to hear about this. Right. So that's pretty much why I got involved. At first, I did, like I said, I was avoiding this company, and the reason why I was avoiding it, and this is just to be honest, was because I thought it was a joke. You know, I was thinking that people were just promoting it. You know, I didn't think nobody was really making money from actually investing. And that's a problem for me, because if your product is to make money investing and nobody's making money investing, then it's a pyramid scheme at that point, right? Like what everybody think about it, that's what it is. So I actually had an opportunity to sit down with the top rep in the company. You know, a guy by the name of Mr. Garrett Roberts. Shout out to Garrett. Gotta shout you out, brother. But he actually sat down with me. You know, he was very patient with me because he was trying to get me to do it for pretty much a year, and I was giving him the cold shoulder. And he sat down with me. He sat down with me, and he sat down with me with another investor, the guy Stevenson Lindor. He's the reason why I said, you know what, I need to really do this, because he took $2,000 and turned over $100,000 in his own personal account in 90 days.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? I was investing myself, but I said, yo, it's obviously something I'm not doing right. It's obviously something I'm not gonna say I'm not doing right. I'm not doing it on that level, right? And I need to be around people who are doing it as big as you are. He's one of the actual trainers, and he's one of the experts that you get to learn from on the platform. So I said, man, if I could just introduce people to you for a living, that'll make me a good living. You know, Garrett is actually doing over $150,000 a month just from building an organization. His investment income is ridiculous. You know, so
what I got?
Here we are.
I was going to say, how can
I cannot get involved, right? Everybody trying to get in.
It's like Garrett now. I got the name now. Garrett. Okay.
Yeah, so Garrett. I'll send you his Facebook so you can look for yourself. It's ridiculous.
I ain't gotta look. I would nothing else. I'm sold.
I'll put him on FaceTime right now. He'd be like, bro, you got me on the radio, bro. But I'm on Facebook Live, and I don't want everybody to miss on Facebook Live what we doing. So,
well, you can go tag yourself in from hers. Y'all look, go on with Sagas.
Yeah, we'll get Garrett on a live interview. He in Dallas right now. He just flew out of Atlanta, like a few days ago, right before the snowstorm. But
lucky him.
Yeah, lucky, right? But yeah, he killing it right now, to say the least. And the crazy part is he's not even making the most money in this company, right?
Wow.
It's people making. Actually, it's getting out of hand. Like, I ran into this guy at the movies the other day. You know, I knew this guy from on Facebook, online. You know, this is kind of a community of entrepreneurs. You know, so I've known this guy for a while on social media, and I just ran into him at the bathroom in the movie theater, and it's kind of random, but it just hit me. I said, man, this is crazy. I'm running into people making 5 figures a month in this company in the bathroom at the movies. This is getting out of hand, and people need to know about this. Because if they knew,
I'm in the bathroom. This is out of hand.
It's like everywhere I go. Like I went to the emergency room. All right, when my girlfriend had, you know, she had to go to the emergency room. You know, it wasn't nothing serious. She just wanted to make sure she was good. And the lady who was checking us in was in the company. I'm like, everywhere I look, but nobody knows about it yet.
Wow.
It's still like that. It's at that moment where it's like, I know it's about to be everywhere. But it's everywhere and there's nowhere at the same time. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta go ahead and get my hands on this so I can hit that $1 million, not $1 million status. See, a lot of people think $1 million status is the end goal. No, I'm talking about $1 million income. Most millionaires don't make $1 million a year. Okay. They just don't. Most millionaires have $1 million net worth. Making $1 million a year and $1 million net worth is two different things. I need that $1 million income. That means every single year $1 million was cleared. That's another level.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's the level I'm looking
Most
for.
people not even talking about this on a daily basis.
You got your rubbing your head over there. They're like, bro, listen, I get what you're saying, but listen, how do we?
Yeah, tell us that you done told us all. I'm sold.
So what's the secret to the? I know that, like you said, you ran into the bathroom, you ran into the emergency room, and that's not a coincidence. That is attraction of energy. You're with.
It's getting out of hand. It's what it is.
You're with people that have that same line of thinking as you, and so I've been also listening to her. If you ain't got a friend that you can go and say, "Hey, let me borrow $1,000," you're in the wrong circle.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
So I'm trying to run into the bathroom. Maybe Oprah. Hey, Oprah, listen.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Bill. You getting
true.
popcorn? I want to be like attracts like.
That's true.
That's what I'm looking for. That circle.
So, just to give you an idea, like, in order to get involved with a company like this, like, let's be real, the price point, it should be out of most people's reach. Like, it should be out of most people's reach. Like, to trade with multi-million-dollar investors or to be around people making the type of money I'm talking about, that should cost you an arm and a leg to the point where you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if I could really do this, even though I know it's a good idea. Can I afford it? Right? The CEO of this company, instead of charging a few people tens of thousands of dollars, he decided to charge a small amount and just be able to help a lot of people. So the price point is less than $300 to get started.
So it's less than?
Yes,
or more than?
it's less than $300. Less than $300 to get started. So it's ridiculous. It's like, you can save.
So who I pay?
Where do we start?
I'll send you
Where do we start?
I'm serious. I'm so serious.
I know. Trust me.
So,
At the radio station,
and so I've been really associated with him since he was, I guess, 21 years old? That's crazy.
Yeah, 21. That sounds right.
It sounds right?
Yeah,
21.
right.
21.
You still here?
I'm still here because, see, you have to keep in connection with people, and you have to really network with them and talk to them and stuff. And so, at the time, my road was a whole different direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's perfect timing, trust me.
Yeah.
The timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've had a situation that's as sophisticated and is as accessible for like everybody as this situation is now. I don't think that the level of success that we're about to have in comparison to what we've had is no comparison. If that makes any sense. I don't even know if I struck it.
So we can still do it today.
Yes.
Don't give me time limits.
Yep. Nope.
Okay.
Don't. You ain't gotta live with nobody else's time plan.
Exactly.
Time limits.
Oh my gosh.
You don't got to. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
You ain't a success today, and yet you are a success today. Because regardless of where you are, you made it
Absolutely.
successfully.
Successfully. Where you are.
That's it. For
That
real.
works. So tell everyone how they actually can begin to step in your direction for guidance, for mentoring, or even joining the company. Like you said, it is a substantial amount to start.
No, it's not a substantial
not?
amount.
Okay, well,
less than $300.
Less than 300.
You could panhandle
Taxes
for a
is
week.
coming.
You could panhandle for a week, and I'm not advocating nobody.
I can front another person. I got you.
Taxes is coming, right? Taxes is coming.
Tax season.
Hey, look, government, please open up.
Right.
Get on up now.
They're gonna be open by tomorrow.
You think so?
I just read some reports on that.
Okay, cool. So y'all get y'all food stamps on first. So listen, go ahead. That's a little jokey joke, guys. Okay. Go ahead and tell everybody how we can start the process of being what I call financial freedom.
Get a mentor. And when I say get a mentor, I do not mean inboxing somebody saying, hey, can you mentor me? Like, I see a lot of people doing that, and that's back to that mentality I was talking about. When you find somebody successful, stop trying to figure out what they can give you. Successful people I'm speaking for everybody who had any level of success in their life, including you, because you had some level of success in your life as well, regardless of where you are in your life. People are tired of hearing other people asking something for nothing. Point blank period. If you find somebody who's successful, figure out what problems they may have, because I don't care how great you are, you have weaknesses.
Right.
Figure out how you can complement that person's weaknesses or make their strength more apparent. Like, if you can add value to somebody who's successful, guess what? They're going to return the favor. That's just the laws of reciprocity. That's how it works. Do not just inbox me or hit me up or anybody who you look up to or like or want to be like. Figure out how you can help them. I'm not telling you to send them your life savings, but what I am saying is give them some value. Like, you'll be surprised at the stuff you can learn by paying for somebody's lunch. Lunch costs $10, $15, I mean $20 if you're really feeling right? And you can have that access to that person for a half hour. There's so much value in that. So find you a mentor, find you somebody who got what you want, and then provide them some value. If you can't do a lot, that's perfectly fine. Do what you can. And that's it.
All right. Well, you have it. Now, we are running on to 7 flavors of jazz. That's coming up next, everybody. So stay tuned for that, Mr. Jonathan Young. But before we go, unfortunately, we don't have, we need that whole 3 or 4 hour show.
You gotta come back.
You
gotta come back from 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
I didn't know that it was going to be this deep. And you've grown.
We had to bring it this time.
Yeah,
Last time I was just talking about some movie project.
Yeah.
Today I'm like, I'm feeling it. We're going to really turn up today.
Yeah. Anytime, here you go. What can I do for you?
Oh. I love that.
What can I do for you?
Just have me back on the show.
I definitely would. Definitely. Come on, man. We got people.
I think we're available next Monday.
Next
right?
Monday we are.
Monday.
You let me know when you need to come in and do, get your audience in a studio forum type of thing. I'm available. You know what I'm saying? So
Look,
whenever
I'm her PA. She's available.
So just I'm down for it. I don't know if that day work, but we can communicate back and forth.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
figure out what works on the calendar, and
Okay.
I'll definitely come back for sure.
Yeah, definitely, because I think that I'm gonna say your generation, because obviously we have a whole long gap, and so I have some people say that at the bottom it is crowded. It is crowded at the bottom.
It's true.
Because a lot of people, young people nowadays, are not worrying about wealth; they're worrying about the hoes and bows and chicks. So I think that you can enlighten somebody out there who said, "I'm just tired of this. I want to be successful. I want to take care of my parent. I want to take care of my children. I want to have the financial freedom." And with you being as young as you are, that's great to show that young people still are alive and they're still doing what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So tell them how they can find you, and just follow Shaquille Wiggins.
Well, you can follow me on you can connect with me, not even follow me, on Instagram at Shaq_Wiggins. Facebook is facebook.com/work with Shaquille. YouTube, type in Shaquille Wiggins. Google,
I was gonna say, can we Google you?
Yeah, Shaquille Wiggins. It's kind of hard to, with my name being Shaquille, but Wiggins, Wiggins. Get that right, because if you just Google Shaquille, I promise you will not find me. Right, but hit me on social media, hit me on Instagram, and I'm here.
Right, and I love the fact that you said connect, not follow. You don't get that a lot from people who are as successful as you are. So he said connect, not follow, and remain humble. And what is one of the quotes that you live by before we leave? He said,
Just do it.
Right.
Nike,
Nike,
right?
just
Let's go
do
with
it.
Just do it.
Man, this is the sound of Atlanta, and today you heard the sound of Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. Connect with him, Shaquille Wiggins, and it's a pleasure to have you here and to be able to get some of your knowledge, because each one teach one, no matter how old or young you are. It's a beautiful thing. This is your girl Saga Blue, the sound of Atlanta, right here on AOMA Radio. We got E-Trade in the building. My body warmers Stormy. I'll explain
All
that
right.
one day. We don't touch that dial if you got the app. Jonathan Young, 7 Flavors of Jazz coming through. This is Shaquille Wiggins, y'all. Let's give it up.